So the verdict is in. Deshaun Watson will not face any criminal charges. The question becomes, do the Eagles have a chance? What's good, you guys? Thank y'all for being here. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on the content. Shout out to everyone in the States. Shout out to everyone in Australia, New Zealand, Africa, the Philippines. Shout out to all my supporters all across the world. But as we already know, Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the Houston Texans, has been dealing with a lot of legal troubles the past year. He was accused of 22 different counts of sexual misconduct. But on Friday, he had an opportunity to appear in front of a grand jury, and that appearance would determine if he would face criminal charges. And the verdict is in. Deshaun Watson will not face any criminal charges in connection with sexual misconduct allegations. Now, here are some of the details. A grand jury on Friday, they declined to indict Deshaun Watson. Following the police investigation, like I said, it was 22 different women who accused him of harassment and sexual assault. And the prosecutors from the district attorney's office in Harrison County, Texas, they presented the evidence and testimony to a 12-person grand jury, and they deliberated for over 6 hours. And on Friday, related to 9 of the 10 criminal complaints filed against Watson, they did not decide to indict him on any of those things. They didn't even present the 10th one because it was a foregone conclusion, and it didn't need to be a unanimous vote, but it was pretty clear that no one was going to indict him on criminal charges. And this is what Deshaun Watson had to say. He said, "It's definitely a very emotional moment for me. I know we're far from being done handled. I know we're far from being done of handling what we need to handle on the legal side, but today is definitely a big day. I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for letting the truth be heard, and I thank everyone that was a part of this for seeing and hearing both sides. That's what my point and my team wanted to do, is have a fair slate of us telling our side of the story and letting the conclusion come to what happened today. And that's what the grand jury decided on. I'm just going to keep fighting to rebuild my name and rebuild my appearance in the community, and on the legal side, handle what we need to handle, but also ready to get on the field and prep for that." Now, regardless of how you feel about Deshaun Watson, regardless if you believe he did it or he didn't do it, regardless if you feel like he should go to jail or he shouldn't, right? The bottom line is the grand jury indicated that he does not deserve any criminal charges. Now, think about this as well. The entire time he was out, the NFL still paid him. He was still considered to be on the active roster, and he wasn't suspended in any way. He just sat out to deal with his legal proceedings. And like I said, the fact that the NFL was still paying him indicated that they were having a hard time making these charges stick. Now, I'm not saying these women, from their perspective, didn't think something went wrong. I'm not saying that. We have our own perception of reality. We have our own truths. There's 3 sides to the truth. There's Deshaun Watson's truth, the woman's truth, and then there's the actual truth that will actually happen. And who am I to say how these women felt in those moments when they were in the presence of Deshaun Watson? That's not for me to decide. But the facts remain that Deshaun Watson was cleared of any criminal charges. And that's huge for not only his career, but it's huge for his image, and it's also huge for his freedom, because that man was facing damn near 20 years in prison, if I'm not mistaken. So it's huge that he managed to beat the criminal side of it. Now, he's still going to have to deal with some civil stuff. He's not going to avoid that. And 9 times out of 10, he will get suspended in the NFL because of all the things that transpired. Now, in my humble opinion, they should just use the time that he was already out and retro that suspension, in my humble opinion. He already sat out a whole year dealing with this. Why make him sit out additional games? Why just make the suspension retroactive? But that's just my humble opinion when it comes to the suspension part of it. But the Philadelphia Eagles, do they have a shot at Deshaun Watson? Because now that the criminal charges have subsided, there are going to be so many teams throwing the house, the kitchen sink, the bathroom, throwing the living room. They're going to be throwing everything at this Deshaun Watson trade. And so many teams are vying for a quarterback. You got teams like the Carolina Panthers that need a quarterback. Teams like the Saints, they need a quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles need a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback. Who else? There's so many teams that need a quarterback. The San Francisco 49ers, the Buccaneers. There's so many teams that need a quarterback to to rely on. And Deshaun Watson is the hottest ticket on the market right now. The question becomes, do the Philadelphia Eagles have a chance, right? Now, whether you feel that the Eagles should trade for Deshaun Watson or not, it's always important to always evaluate your team and to always seek opportunities to improve any position, regardless of what it is. And the quarterback position is not exempt. We all love Jalen Hurts. We all love what Jalen Hurts brought to the table. We all love the fact that Jalen Hurts is a fighter. He shows grit. He shows moxie. He has a swagger when he plays the game. The team fights for him undoubtedly. Jason Kelce thought highly enough of Jalen Hurts to stay active and not retire. So Jalen Hurts has equity in this organization. He has the respect of his peers. He has the respect of the front office. And the front office knows that Jalen Hurts is unfazed by any and everything outside of football. So they trust that they can continue to operate the way they need to operate and not affect Jalen Hurts. Now, again, the rumor is Deshaun Watson doesn't even want to come to Philly. That's the rumor. At the end of the day, we didn't hear him say that himself. This is the time. This is the moment of the year where there are so many smoke screens going on. So you have to be careful what you believe and be careful what you put stock in. So ultimately, we don't know what's off the table when it comes to Deshaun Watson. We don't know. We don't know what's on the table. We don't know what's off the table. All we know is he's been cleared of criminal charges, and there are going to be so many teams throwing the whole house at the Houston Texans to try to bring him in. The Philadelphia Eagles, out of all the teams that are probably going to try to make a move, have the most draft capital, have the most assets to move. They have the most flexibility to get it done, right? But this begs the question: what are you prioritizing? Are you prioritizing the quarterback position alone, or are you prioritizing the team's needs? Because the team needs a lot on the defense side of the ball. Granted, the team made the playoffs as presently constructed, but we're going to lose some guys. Anthony Harris will be a free agent. Ryan McLeod will be a free agent. We're going to lose Derek Barnett. We're going to lose a plethora of other guys as well. So we need to reload this defense and make this defense formidable if we're going to compete for an NFC championship, maybe a Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson will make us competitive no matter what. Bringing Deshaun Watson into the Eagles will automatically make us one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. That will put us in contention in the playoffs. But would that move alone bring us over the hump? I'm not entirely sure. But I'm not in contention of making the team better. I'm not in contention of improving the quarterback position. You can look at it from both sides. I tend to lean in on the side of focus on rebuilding the defense through the draft and bringing in some free agents. I tend to lean on that side rather than leveraging everything for a quarterback in Deshaun Watson. Because let's be honest, Deshaun Watson went 4-12 the last time he played in the NFL, and that was the statistically best season. So is Deshaun Watson enough to bring you over the hump? Can Deshaun Watson win you those games? Because there are plenty of times where Deshaun Watson was within one score, and he was the last person that had the ball and couldn't get it done. So there's so many angles to attack this Deshaun Watson thing. But the bottom line is this: he's been cleared of all criminal charges. A lot of these teams are going to be throwing the kitchen sink at the Houston Texans to try to bring him in. Now, will the Philadelphia Eagles be one of those teams? It remains to be seen. Will Deshaun Watson consider playing here? That remains to be seen. You guys be the judge. Comment below. I want to know how you guys feel about this. How do you guys feel about the Deshaun Watson case in general? Do you guys feel like he never did anything wrong in the first place? Do you guys feel that he should have got criminal charges? How do you guys feel about Deshaun Watson becoming a Philadelphia Eagle? Who do you guys think will land Deshaun Watson in general? Comment below. I need to know your thoughts, good and bad and indifferent. Like and subscribe as well. Super appreciative of you guys in the United States, Africa, the Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. You guys show me so much love, and you guys are amazing. Like I always say, I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.